I'm enlightened with essential oils, and I have got the kettle boiling beside me. I'm going to try and whip up a exfoliating sugar scrub and make them into cubes. So I actually purchased a melt and pour olive oil soap. It's 450 grams, and you just have to take the packaging off it. It smells lovely. Oh, how nice is olive oil though, really? Like, it's actually really lovely smelling. So I only really need 200, and it works out at 230 grams. So I'm just going to cut 230 grams off. I've got my little scales here. I'm just going to turn them on now. I'm going to get a big knife. That one there was 450, so 230 is going to be, well, 450 is, half of that is 225, so 230 is just a little bit more than half, isn't it? So I'm just going to cut this. Wow, it's really easy to cut. So even if I don't, that just went through, straight through. Let me just bring you down a little bit. You might cut the top of my head off, but you can see a bit better. So there's that cut off, and I'm just going to weigh that on there, 9 grams. It's 256 in fact, so I've just gone slightly over. So I'm just going to take these little shards off. I've got the kettle boiling, like I said, because I'm going to melt this soap down. Which side? I'll cut off this side. 250, I need 230. Look how easy that was to slice. So nice just to use this plain old soap there. That's 220. That will do. I'm going to go with 220. I've actually got myself a Pyrex dish, which can be heated up in hot things. I've got my let me just see if I can show you on my stove, boiling over there. I've got a pot of hot boiling water. I'm boiling the kettle to go underneath it so that I can double boil this and melt it down. So I'll be off screen for a sec. Hold on to your horses. That will help melt that down. Then while I'm melting that down, I also, it says cut it up into small chunks. I clearly did not do that. Add the soap to a large measuring glass or bowl. Melt soap using a double boiler or microwave. I prefer not to use a microwave. Add a quarter of a cup of shea butter. So I've got shea butter here. And cut it down into smaller chunks. Alright, let's do this very quickly. Small chunks, small chunks, think small chunks. And then, oh, this soap is so beautiful. How nice is this soap? It wasn't even that hot to pick up out either. So that was lucky. You know, this one might not be one to do around with the kids. I'm just going to cut it into smaller squares. Let me just get that back down here a bit. I'm just going to put a few in there just to get them started while I'm cutting the rest of these up. I was just going to say though, I got the clear soap instead of the goat soap or the other white soaps, and I can't remember the milk-based soaps, because I actually really wanted the effect of the clear transparency. When I put the essential oils in, I want to give them the nice coloration of the essential oils. Here I go, just moving my beauty here. Put this soap into chunks, make it easier for it to melt. Then we can measure out the shea butter. I've got unrefined shea butter. Let me just move you over so you can see me while I'm still there. I think that's good enough. Yeah, they're melting down a hell of a lot quicker than having it in one big chunk. So that's very worthwhile doing. So now I've got my shea butter. I've got this beautiful chunk of organic virgin butter, shea butter, and I need 1/4 cup. So that's clearly way more than I need. So I'm going to cut that down again. This shea butter is so beautiful. I'm just going to actually just again do what I should have probably done before and just cut it into smaller chunks and fill it up from there. And I reckon that's about 1/4 cup, give or take. There's these little bits as well. Looks like it's slightly over, but there's lots of gaps on the bottom, so it's about right. Shea butter is very expensive, so using it sparingly is wise. And also I use a little bit less soap, so I'll use probably about the right amount of shea butter. So let me see how that's going. It's certainly melting down, which is exciting because this is the first time I've used a soap base. I have made soap before, but I haven't used a base. I've made it from scratch. So then after the shea butter, you're supposed to add the 1/2 cup of oil. So using a skin nurturing oil like avocado oil, sweet almond oil, rose hip seed oil, apricot coconut oil, or sunflower oil. And it even says to drop in a few drops of vitamin E, but personally I'm not into vitamin E because, oh, you can see where I went for my walk this morning along the beach. I did get some good sun there, which is okay by me. So I've actually got the Young Living Essential Oils V6, which has in it coconut oil, sesame seed oils, I should say, grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, wheat germ oil, sunflower seed oil, and olive fruit oil. So there's those. I do have liquid coconut, sesame, hemp, extra virgin, organic, all these are organic by the way, and avocado oil, which I could have used, but I don't. I mean, I do need 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup is a lot. I might use up a lot of my oil there. I do like my V6 oil for massaging. Such a beautiful oil. Oh, I can't bring myself to do it. I'm saving my Young Living oil because it's the best. I'm going to make myself a blend of the liquid coconut oil, and I'm going to probably put in 1/5 of the 1/2 cup. I'm going to put in some sesame oil, organic sesame oil. I'll probably just put in another 1/5. Beautiful. Oh, that's got such a lovely colour, the sesame oil. I'm going to put in some avocado oil, probably. Well, actually, it's going to be turning out to be a quarter, like, you know, a quarter of a half. And then I'm going to put in some olive oil also. So I've got myself a nice blend of organic oils, basically. And they're going to be heated, so I don't want to get all fussy about it. Add 1/4 cup of shea, so I'm going to do that next. I'm going to use a long spoon so it's not too close to the edge. I'm going to let that melt down with this. Actually, I'm going to leave that melt down a little bit more and just keep preparing my ingredients because it's actually in the center. It's, whoo, that steam is boiling. I'm just going to leave that sit on top of the shea butter and I'll use that again later. And then it says, let me just quickly check. Then I can add in my vitamin E oil. I'm not a fan of vitamin E oil heated. I prefer to use that non-heated. In fact, all of these oils are way better raw than heated. So then I can put in 30 drops of my essential oil. I don't actually know if I have to let it cool or not at that point before I put the sugar in. I think if I'm going to put sugar in, I want it to be the scrub. I don't want to have to do the melted version. So I think after the actual, after this is melted, I'm going to take it off and then put the shea butter in, and it should melt from that heat. So these other oils won't get too hot, which is great news. I don't know what that was. I'm actually going to use my old soap container to make this, and then I'm going to cut it into tiny squares and fill it up into my Christmas jar, because this is going to become a gorgeous Christmas gift idea. Now, I probably need some help choosing the essential oil, but I did specifically buy the Christmas Spirit essential oil on purpose for making Christmas gifts. It's a beautiful blend of essential oils, and let me just quickly tell you, I've done it with one of my earlier recipes also. It has got orange essential oil, cinnamon bark essential oil, and black spruce essential oil. So that's a beautiful, when you smell this aroma, it's just the most beautiful aroma, and it really does smell like Christmas. Other oils that you can use are clove, orange, cinnamon, which are clearly ones that are in Christmas spirit already. The Thieves essential oil is a beautiful essential oil. It has a beautiful blend of clove, lemon, cinnamon, rosemary, and eucalyptus. It's a gorgeous blend, and it smells like Christmas also. Nutmeg is a beautiful blend, just a beautiful single essential oil also. Let me just check on this, and I've got a few more oils. Yeah, I think we're getting there. I'm just going to take this off and give it a quick stir, just to check. Yay! I'm going to turn this stove off. I'm going to use my mitt here to take this off the heat. I've got 2 mitts. I'm going to put it on this other chopping board. I've got a couple of chopping boards here so that I can work a few different spaces. Then I'm going to now, while that's still extremely hot, put in the shea butter, and see, I'm hoping that that hot soap will melt down that shea butter nicely. Let's see what happens. If not, even though I've turned off the stove, the element is still hot, and it's looking like it's working. I don't want to touch it with my hand, but I will bring it up and show you. So that is working perfectly. Let me bring it down. I'm just going to keep stirring it so that it will melt down quickly. I don't want to put the cold oil in until this is melted down, because otherwise it might take the heat out and cool it down too much. I want it to stay hot to melt this baby. I love shea butter. It smells beautiful. Shea butter is beautiful, and this olive oil soap as well. They're just really lovely to work with as body scrubs, and you know, I mean, it's a bit girly and fun, isn't it? Just even doing these beautiful DIYs in the kitchen is just, there's something sacred about it, that's for sure. Alright, so that's pretty much melted down now. There's not very much left. There's a couple of little tiny bits left in there. Alrighty, that's awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the oils. So I'm going to put this half a cup of mixture of oils in there. I think give that a nice stir also. Look at the colour of that now. Such a beautiful colour. Such a beautiful colour. And then 2 cups of organic cane sugar. Well, I've got organic raw sugar, so I'm going to use that. Once you add the sugar, the mixture will start to set up very quickly. Make sure you have your colouring and mould ready, so that once you add the sugar, you can add the colouring. Mix well and scoop into the mould before the mixture sets. So I think this is why at this point I need to add in the essential oils, even though it's still probably really, really warm. I'm not a fan of doing that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I think it says to add 30 drops, so I'm just going to go all in and do 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31. Is that right? Did that happen already? 31. And then it says how many cups? 2 cups. I'm just going to use my half a cup and just do it 4 times. I'm really cleaning up my other cup again. So, and it's already got the olive oil in it as well. So, 1, 2, that's 1 cup. 3, 4. So that's like 4 cups there of this. Then I'm going to give it a good stir in, just so that all of the sugar is all nicely stirred in. It's still quite hot too, just so you know, so it's going to give it a nice rounded off. I think that's what it will do. It will round it off nicely, the sugar, so that it's not so scratchy on the skin. Oh, look at that, my friends. So lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to stir in all the corners. It says to do that, and then now I'm going to pour it into my mold, because I can actually see that it is going to start to set soon. It's already just gone in a nice big chunk actually. Let me just see how good I am at this. There's a whole lot more still in there that I can probably get out, but for the most of it I'm just going to get it in this mold before it fully sets on me, and just get it down into the corners and push it right down in there. This is going to make beautiful. I don't like using too many colorants and sparklies. It is nice a little bit to have a bit of sparkly, but I'm kind of partially opposed to it, just because of the like, it takes away, it denatures the goodness of what it is, you know. When it comes to doing natural projects and DIY projects, I think we do them because they're natural, and putting colorings in them and making them look all sparkly kind of defeats the purpose of the natural. I mean, if you're just a DIYer and you love just making your own home skincare, and you're not really concerned about organic, not concerned about any, like, you know, those kind of skin conditioning type scenarios, which is not about the skin conditions anyway, it's just about taking the synthetics and the toxic ingredients out of the skincare and hair care and beauty care, because having it natural is just that much more precious. And again, like I said, it's got that sacred feeling about it anyway. I can smell that. Beautiful. I can smell the beautiful what do you call it, the Christmas spirit. So I think that's it, and once I finish I'll take a photo once it's hardened up and it is ready to cut. I'll take it out of the mold and I'll do another video then. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi guys, I'm doing a take 2 on 2 projects that I did yesterday. One is this beautiful sugar scrub in a soap bar with pouring, what is it, melt and pour olive oil soap. So I just melted that down. I'll show you the tutorial, I'll link it up in this one. And I'm actually going to be cutting it up into nice little squares so that they can go into a beautiful jar for Christmas. So this is a pretty big jar. However, if I'm honest, you could potentially, for some reason they put these in the jars these days, ribbon for decoration only. I'm not sure what else you would do with that that ribbon. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of these into this jar. Let me just cut a few more and get it to the shape of a square. I'll just show you in a second. I'll cut down this one first. So you can see how I've got the square shape, and I'm going to cut that into 3, that bar that I've cut off the edge. So 1, 2, 3. So I've kept them as close to a cube as I can, and I'm putting those into this little jar or big jar. And you can even probably just do like a line of 3 cubes and put them into a little bag or a little piece of fabric and tie them up nicely so that somebody's got 3 little cubes that they can have for their shower as a nice sugar soap scrub. So I really love the colour amber, and I'm really into earthy tones. So you can colour these if you like, but I kept it as natural as possible. I didn't put any mica in there. I didn't put any colorings in there. I just left it as is. And I think that it's a beautiful color anyway, and it gives that golden Christmassy look. You know, that sparkly golden color, especially from the sparkle of the sugar. The sugar actually gives it a really very pretty look. I don't know if you're getting that same on the camera as I am here in real life, but if you make these from the recipe that I did yesterday, you will find that that is, oh look how full this is getting, quite quickly filled up. Just going to wipe my hands like a child. And I've got that much left of this bar, so I'll just pop it in here so I can show you. So maybe that one I might just keep aside. And I filled this jar with a whole lot of these beautiful sugar scrub, and it's already got a gorgeous snowflake on it. So all you need to do is write on the tag that it came with it, and you know, you're away with a beautiful, gorgeous gift. So that's one beautiful gift that I can suggest that you do that for I don't know, anyone that you know who loves skincare, beauty care, a daughter, a niece, anyone who loves sugar scrubs. Even men love these sugar scrubs because they have rough skin, and also they work their butts off, some of them. Not all of them work their butts off. Some of them are physical and they're like working in like harsh environments, and their hands get tough, and they just enjoy being pampered a little bit. You'll be surprised how many men enjoy a bit of pampering, even if they work in a physical rough environment, or if they're just really sensitive new age guys and they're still around. So thank you so much for watching. I'll chuck the recipe on this video from the link from the previous making it, the DIY that I did yesterday, into this video, because I want to link them up so you can see the before and the after. Alright, thanks so much for watching guys, and I will talk to you soon.